Hello again. I'm going to draw another character on the same piece of paper which I had out the other day when I did the bounty hunter. So I don't know what I'm going to draw yet. Let's put some marks on the paper and see what comes out. So I'm going to basically draw my basic box shape for the torso. So I'm going to do a boxy type shape there. Beneath that, I'm going to do the like the shorts area. It's basically around the pelvis where the crotch area is going to be. I'm going to do some legs, the top of the legs, like the thigh. This time, I think I'm going to do it sort of a bit more looser rather than sort of wearing armour around the top of the thigh and then the bottom of the thigh. Then on my left hand side, I'm going to draw some boots, a rough outline of a pair of sort of boots that the person's going to be wearing. Then on my right hand side, I'm doing the top of the thigh, and then down to the calf muscle and the kneecap with another pair of boots on, boots on the right hand side. Generally just sketch that out. I think I'm going to do a shield in my left hand side, so I'm going to do the top of the arm and the bicep there. Beneath that I'm going to do a round shield, a small round shield, which was used a lot in the sort of medieval period or earlier and ancient times. And just coming out from the side of the shield, I'm doing a bit of a hand. Around the waist, I'm going to do a belt, the start of a belt with the buckle in the middle, and on the right hand side, the other part of the belt. On the right hand side, I'm doing the part of the bicep, and then coming down to the forearm, and beneath that the hand, a rough outline of the hand. So basically what I do is just sort of sketch it out in a basic form first of all, then working with details. So a couple of lines there for the fingers. Above that, at the top of the torso, I'm going to do a sort of area where the guy's neck's going to be. Then above that, going up into the neck, I'm going to do another helmet. No, I'm not sure what helmet to do. What should we have? I think we're going to have some sort of spiked helmet, so I'm going to do the side of it, the back of it sort of curling up a little bit like a World War II German helmet, with the front, the socket on the side, a bit like the Greek helmets for the eye sockets, and then a bit that goes down and protects the nose. Now beneath that, I'm going to do a bit of the chin sticking out, and a little bit of a mouth there, and make some indentation there within the part where the eyes are, as if there's an eye. He's going to be wearing a cloak, so at the top where it sort of goes around the sides, he's got a part of a cloak on with a big buckle, I think. The chest is going to be shaped slightly as if the guy, or could be a woman I suppose, you can't really tell because he's got a helmet on. The proportions there of the chest armour is like an armoured breastplate, and a little line and a sort of line for the hands, a bit like the Greek types. Beneath that, on the right hand side, I'm going to do sort of part of this person's cape, sort of hanging on the floor, slightly ruffled up on the side. I'm just going to do a quick, brief sort of sketch at the bottom for the ground. I'll worry about that later, what exactly I'm going to do with that. So just to give me some of the work on, a bit of scenery. something where he's sort of standing. On top of the helmet, I'm going to do a spike. I like spiked helmets, like the German ones, the old German or Prussian helmets, and lots of other ancients had spikes, I believe. I'm going to do some sort of belt or whatever around his torso. I'm going to fill that in black, as if it's connecting to some sort of baggage or purse or whatever around the side of him. I'm going to fill in a bit of the black for the belt. I'm going to at the top of the sort of shorts area, if you want to call it that, I'm going to do a bit of cloth, as if it's sort of like a sort of cloth, I don't even know what you call it actually, it sort of goes over some of the sort of armour or costumes, whatever you want to call it, they used to wear in ancient times. And in the sort of thigh and leg area, I'm going to put some sort of armoured pad over his knees with a sort of strap that comes around the side to secure it in place. The armour, I'm going to give it armour. On his legs, I'm going to basically do little tiny circles to indicate that he's got some sort of chainmail armour underneath. I'm going to do that on both sides. Just little tiny swirls is what I do. Just gives it a bit of filling basically. On his boots, I'm going to do some laces up the side, as if they're lace-up boots. The holes where the laces will actually go in. I'm just going to circle around the shield a bit more, give it a bit more depth or a bit more of an outline. And I think I'm going to, on the shield, and obviously the sort of round bit that goes on the in the middle of the shield is would it be made of metal or some description, I imagine. He's going to have, and then I'm going to do some sort of motif sign insignia on the shield. I'm going to just sort of cross that in either side on one on the left and the right. I'm going to put a bit of fur around the top of this, like cape or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to put as if that's just, it's sort of third cape. Bit of the actual fur line coming out the side. Maybe he's in a cold climate, northern climate. I'm also going to do some more swirls around the left hand side and the right hand side on these forearm and bicep to indicate that's also male armour as well. But he's going to be wearing some type of gloves, so I'm going to extend above the hand, fill that in slightly as if he's wearing a pair of gloves. Now on his hand, I'm going to do some type of sword, so I'm going to put the hilt of the sword on beneath his hand. It's going to be a bit of a sort of round part of the top of the hand for the sword, a bit like the sort of Greek or Roman ones. And then I'm going to give him a pretty short fighting sword with the blade at the top. I'm just going to do a bit of cross hatching there to get some depth. The sort of side of the helmet comes out slightly. I find it quite difficult to see because my eyesight's not as good anymore as it used to be, and when I'm drawing in sort of lower light conditions, a bit dark in this room, it's can become a bit of a challenge. I'm going to put a bit of a goatee on his face as well. On there, I'm going to put some cross hatching in on the helmet and some cross hatching in on the side of his armour but I'm going to leave a bit of the white showing as if there's sort of sun reflecting on the metal. Finish off that around the base of it. Just put some outline around the top of the boots, and the top of the boots are going to be sort of turned down, and then where his foot's coming up at the bottom, you can see the sort of underside of his boots. And underneath that, I'm going to put a bit of shading, a bit of shadow underneath where he's stood. And then I'm going to outline these rocks and boulders. Another sort of arid landscape. Boulder strewn rocks. Maybe he's about to go and fight some monster that lives in these areas. You know, it's a great thing about this sort of work. You can really think about it and imagine the whole story that the characters involved in, and from that you can be inspired to draw other pictures of things that gives you ideas, other creatures, characters, places, whatever you want. You know, it's all up to you. It's all in your mind. It's all in your imagination. You can just do whatever you want. And that's why I love it. That's why I love drawing like this, and rather than copying something that's real, I like doing artwork from just purely from my imagination. All those dreams, all those ideas, all those stories you think about, and then putting that onto paper. But I do like my rocks. I do like my rocks. I don't know why, but I do like them. I'm going to do a bit of a plant on the right hand side as well. Some sort of flower type thing going on. So I do like flowers. You know, I love the garden, seeing all the flowers in the garden in the summer. I do like the nature. Some leaves of it coming out the side. I'm just going to go around the bottom half again. I'm going to put a little bit of a stitching or whatever it is, a little bit of a pattern around the side of the bottom of the sort of skirt, if you want to call it that. I don't know, I can't remember exactly what they call it on a lot of these sort of ancients, what they used to wear. Obviously this isn't a real historical figure. It's just something I put together and from my imagination to just create an image. So there, a little bit of a shadow in his neck. I might give him a bit of a pack on the back. I do like the old pack. So he's carrying a heavy pack on the back, curled up at the top as a blanket, sort of going around the side. And he's also got a couple of straps coming down from his backpack and bedding, sleeping blanket, whatever you want to call it, coming down the side, securing it in place down to his belt. And there you go. The hero is there. Just tidy up the shield, and there we have it. The hero is drawn. So until the next time, when I think of something else to draw, I'll see you later.